Learning analytics is a new field of research and practice in education. With learning analytics, what we are trying to do is to make use of the unprecedented amounts of data that we are getting today in the modern society. We are using lots of different technologies, and as we are using these different types of technologies, we are inevitably leaving different types of digital footprints. The field of learning analytics tries to make use of these digital footprints and then tries to apply different types of methods that are coming from artificial intelligence, statistics, machine learning, and many other disciplines. Try to make sense out of this data and eventually tries to optimize experience for our learners, no matter where that happens. When I say these type of data are coming from different types of environments, we often basically use different types of learning management systems or different types of social media. So whenever we click something on these different types of social media, we are creating a digital footprint. So then the type of analysis that we try to do is trying to address a wide range of questions. But I'd say what we are seeing in the most recent trends are those that are commonly emerging, specifically related to the issues, for example, of better understanding of learning processes and learning outcomes. So we want to understand which learners, for example, are going to be successful in some of the courses they're trying to complete. And when we are talking about learning process, we want to understand which of our learners are really having better time in terms of time management, in terms of better time strategies that they are doing. For example, whether they are following something that we already know that is very well established in the educational research, right? For example, whether they know how to timely space their learning, or whether they are also leveraging the kind of different opportunities that are provided for them in the environment. Not only just to watch the different lectures, but also to take some notes. And then once they have taken those notes, also to revisit the points that they actually tried to study a few weeks ago. And so then the other point of learning analytics is also to understand then how we can better provide feedback for our learners. That is to say, how each and every learner can receive personalized feedback. And we are seeing that's a fair bit of challenge for many teachers in a classroom when they have 20 learners. Each learner is quite unique in a way how they are approaching their learning, and also in terms of the needs that they may have. Some of them are slightly struggling, others are fairly advanced, and both of them equally require our attention. So then once we can provide personalized feedback as well, we want to understand what is the efficacy of that feedback and how we can effectively measure it. And the final critical thing for our understanding and future healthy progress of learning analytics is also how we are protecting our privacy, how we are managing that every learner is aware that data are collected, but at the same time also used. And then the use of that data is pretty much strictly followed. These are the kind of general tasks that the field of learning analytics is trying to address. But where the whole field is going, I'd say that there are generally three major areas of the development of the field. The first area of the development of the field is that we are trying to increase the quality of our data and the validity of our findings. So for example, there's lots of research in education that tries to understand, for example, self-efficacy or cognitive load. The question is, when our learners are interacting with these type of digital environments, can we ask learners to provide us insight into these similar types of constructs that are very important for the understanding of the learning, at the same time that learners are clearly getting the value proposition, something in return that is offering them the benefit. The second point for learning analytics to be successful is that we need to really focus, and we are seeing increasing trend on the use of learning analytics to track the progression of our learners. And this is not really just in terms of whether students are getting every time better grades, but whether their whole learning process is getting more sophisticated, and whether, for example, we can also use learning analytics for that kind of assessment for learning, and that type of assessment for learning in terms of 21st century skills. So, for example, we are seeing much more focus of the researchers that are trying to measure critical thinking or self-regulated learning, or trying to understand better ways how learners are improving their problem solving. And the final thing for learning analytics as we are going forward is basically that personalization in terms of personal attention. So the personalized feedback at scale that we are seeing is at the moment is really prolific, area of learning analytics research, and we are going to see much more in terms of basically using artificial intelligence and data science to help the teacher to write better quality feedback for many learners they may have. So in a way, we are going to basically get the empowered teacher who is in a much better position to empower their learners.